just going to talk to each
I
other.
don't even know what I did today. Hey, we're live. How's it going, everyone?
Thank you for tuning back in. I am here with Will now instead of Maggie. So me and Maggie spent a lot of time together today, and I have not caught up with Will. So I figured we would do that, and we would do it in front of you. So what did you do today, Will?
Well, I went around a lot today. I was sort of poking around. See, a lot of people didn't necessarily recognize that I was one of the reporters until I showed my media pass. But it was good because I was able to really get into the room and blend right in. And then all of a sudden, people would see like, "Hey, you're from RSBN." Oh my God! So
Don't you love that?
people just love RSBN. Let me tell
How can you
you.
not?
Hey, I mean, come on, we're pretty great, huh? Well, we try to tell the real news.
No se ve. I don't know what that means. We're trying to read all the comments, and if you could put them in English, that would be great. Love foreign languages. I just don't speak them, so.
Likewise. But it was really cool. I got around, saw a lot of people from previous years that I had met with CPAC. So there's a lot of cool people here. Um,
I've noticed that with you. When I first spent some time with you yesterday, I feel like you're the big man on campus.
I don't
Like
know about
everyone
that.
stops by and they're like, Will, it's me. So you seem so popular here. Maybe that's just something from campus reform, or
Yeah,
I don't
when you're in
know.
it for a while, I mean, you just get to meet people and you get to know people, but it's just a lot of fun. It's like a big family reunion every year. All y'all should come next year. You can come down, and I'd love to meet you. I know Liz would love to meet you.
Yes, I would.
We'll do some more dares for donations.
Dares for donations. Y'all heard that from Will. We will be continuing that tomorrow. Do you have a booth at CPAC, or are you guys all over? As far as me, Will, and Maggie, we are kind of all over. There is a RSBN Wayne Dupree booth on Radio Row.
And we also have a live stream that's set up within the actual Potomac Ballroom Center with all the main speakers. So we have full event coverage unlike any other station, and that's any other station like CNN, Fox News, the crappy Clinton network. Yes, CNN does suck. Thank you, Jason.
How many times have you heard that? I mean, for like every speaker, I feel like the audience would be like, CNN sucks. That just seems to be like a thing.
I mean, that's the thing this year. It's just been true forever.
It's kind of nice to finally
get it out there. Yeah. Well, we've known it forever, all right. But and also, did you see what James O'Keefe was doing with the CNN leaks?
Yes, but I haven't seen anything very
shocking or concrete.
Yeah, it's just kind of meh.
You figured it would happen. Kind of stuff.
Nothing that doesn't surprise me for CNN. Have you seen anything that is new or groundbreaking?
Well, the thing is, there's 119 hours of audio footage that they released.
I'm certainly not going to go through all of them.
Neither am I. But I know it's unbelievable that FCC hasn't shut them down. But essentially, you see the standard stuff just from what we've seen so far, which is that CNN is one of those provocateur station networks where they want to, show the bad of humanity and really go into that, which, that's what journalism is these days. And I mean, I rant about this all the time. It's unfortunate that we've gotten to a point where, we never look at anything good anymore.
Never.
And we just take we take the 3% of everything that's wrong in the world, and that's everything that's on the news, and then everything else is just completely gone. And it gives people this impression of the world, and it gives people this impression of our lives, like it's so terrible.
So negative.
And we need to protest and all this
Life is beautiful, and this is not the end-all, be-all, when you watch the news, so just keep that in mind. I mean, most of our viewers are some of the nicest, sweetest people, so I know you're optimistic, but for anyone who watches CNN every day, just know that there's something better out there.
There is something better out there. And whether it's heaven or whether it's CPAC, I definitely want to say that it's CPAC. Oh, I didn't see that.
There was a comment from Thomas Schroeder, and it said, did you hear about the person who jumped off the roof a few blocks away from CPAC? So I don't know much about that, but I have heard.
So it was actually the CPAC building right in the parking lot. And there was a white supremacist something that was going on over here. I didn't know the full story, but I don't know if it was a related incident. It's not been confirmed. There's just rumor and speculation right now. But somebody did commit suicide off of the building of the CPAC.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that really freaked me out around
I hate that. Today. And out of everything, this should be an encouraging event.
This is an extremely encouraging event.
Yeah,
really.
I can't imagine. Let's see, Swedish media.
Yes, heaven is greater than RSBN, which is greater than CPAC, which is a million times greater than CNN. But thank you, Thomas, for throwing that out there.
No, heaven is great. I just don't think that if you throw yourself off a building that you'll necessarily
get to heaven. Well, that's not really how it
that's
works.
another issue. We'll talk about it on another day.
Well, we actually.
Who was your favorite speaker so far? Mine was Mike Pence. I have not been able to see a bunch of the speakers. Unfortunately, I am in Media Row doing interviews with a lot of the awesome people who have come here to just be spectators, and they're brilliant geniuses who are patriots for the Conservative Party.
Seriously.
So, I've been amazed at just who the everyday Jane and Joe are. They're just brilliant people. So I have not been like in the ballroom listening to the speakers, but I did get to see Mike Pence today, and man, if you're not already feeling like nationalistic or a patriot for that country, that'll get you going. If you didn't watch that, you should tune in because RSBN videoed it and it was amazing.
And Donald Trump tomorrow is going to be even better. Like if you thought that the junior over here, Mr. Pence, was good, I mean, wait till the main attraction comes out because that's just going to be insane. If it was any crazier than it could possibly get. I'm so
excited. So what happens in Media Row? That was another question. So Media Row is exactly what it sounds like. It's a row with booths, and the first ones that you see can pay. The rest of them are free, apparently. And it's a bunch of radios, cameras, visions, whatever, and you interview people. So you set that up ahead of time, and you sit there at your booth for like 10 to 2, and you have people come by that have scheduled interviews for about like 10-minute increments. So that's Radio Row, and I sat there today with Rain Dupree's show for a few hours, and we just had people come by.
I know. It's just so cool just having all your colleagues in the movement come by and just, you see someone you've only seen on TV, and they're like, oh, hey, I know you, and I know you, and then you just interview each other.
It's amazing also how the people you see on TV are so friendly. Have you had that experience today?
Yeah, because most of them have been pretty friendly.
Katie Pavlich, who I just think is beautiful and so smart. I don't even know which one is stronger in that field. And then there's a Waters World, who I saw, just casually walking around. James O'Keefe, I saw him multiple times today.
That dude's all over.
He's everywhere. They're everywhere. And Ted Cruz, I mean, they're so willing to just stop and, take a picture. You're not necessarily willing to give an interview. That's a lot harder just because of time management. But what notable people have you met so far? That's Ted Cruz, James O'Keefe, Katie Pavlich, Jesse Waters.
Countless congressmen, senators just running all over the place. Scott Walker, Scott Walker. I love Scott Walker. It's just so funny because he just loves to be on the stage and he'll take any opportunity he can get.
Maggie was able to interview the governor of Kentucky today, which is her home state, and she did great. She blew him away, so that was wonderful. Did you get autographs? Yeah, that's a good question. I did not get any autographs, but I feel like today in this society, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but a selfie is like the modern day autograph. Like I got selfies, that's for sure, but I didn't get.
Say yeah. I'll take a picture with them over an autograph.
Yeah, me too. I
mean, unless you're trying to forge your signature, but in any case,
totally different realm.
Totally different realm. It's really cool just to see these people going around. And, one of the nice things about doing the mobile interviews that we've been going around, a lot of times we're able to meet some people who might not be like the highlight attractions,
right?
But they're like think tank policy guys, or they're really intelligent, analysts or stuff like that, that work for organizations that we've been able to talk with, whether it was in the CPAC hub. I don't know if you got a chance to go down there at all.
Not yet. Hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah, so the CPAC hub was really cool.
What would it describe that to the viewers who weren't able to see it?
So I tried to do a quick live stream of that, but it wasn't that long. But we're going to definitely do something more comprehensive tomorrow when all of the booths come in. But about half of them were filled up today, but more people are coming in throughout the week. But a CPAC hub is an area sort of like a little flea marketplace for all the different conservative organizations, and you have booths for Young Americans for Freedom, one of my favorite organizations, Leadership Institute, Campus Reform, Project Veritas has a booth down there, Claire Booth Luth Policy Institute, Reagan Ranch, it just goes on and on and on. And it's cool because it's like you go around, you see what everyone's doing. I got into a nice argument with a guy about capital punishment today. So
I would have loved to see that. By the way, this is live, so Jacqueline, you asked it. Did I cut you? I cut you off. I cut
No,
him
this
off.
is live. This is
I was
live.
saying this is live. I saw a comment saying, "Is this live?" This is so live.
This is
so
totally
happening
live.
right now.
And in fact, we're still taking dares for donations. So if you want to
Let's
throw
talk
in,
about that. Talk about that, Will.
Okay,
what
so
happened and how that's a thing and how we're not kidding.
We are not actually kidding.
This is a great thing.
We during Sean Hannity yesterday, for some reason, we had some people asking us to yell things into the audience, and I jokingly said that I would do it for somebody to make a donation of $50 to the network, and they did. So as a man of my word, I had to follow through with that and throw it out into the audience. So then somebody else jumped in, and somebody else jumped in, and suddenly we were making a lot of money. So we
$50, but that's a lot of money to us.
It's a lot of money to me.
Yeah.
I'm in college, okay?
I'm in ex-college, like 6 months out, so that's when you really start to go. You pay for your college.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, $50. Speaking of, I'm gonna let Will keep talking, and I'm going to check the art GoFundMe account so we can give some shout outs for anyone who has donated. So let me figure out how to
do that at the same time.
Do you want to hold this for like 2
I got
seconds?
you right over here. But so for anyone throughout, you were so welcome, Donna. I love you, Donna. Thank you for always tuning in. Donna's one of my favorites. She was there
I have
with
my
me.
favorites too.
Right?
Sparkles, you out there? Music world.
I'm doing
Norway,
good, Thomas. Thank
Thomas
you.
Schroeder, he's always in there.
Thomas is there.
Thomas is a good man.
I just love the CPAC fam. They're just
No.
they're so great.
Maddie May, that's my person.
So for anyone, throughout the day tomorrow, if you want to, send us donations, we'd be happy to do something. Somebody offered me $100,000 to streak across the stage, and I was seriously tempting it because that would pay for
we see the
college.
money in the account, Will is going.
Oh, God.
Sparkles, I see you. Jason, yes, Jason, I always talk to you. Germany, Norway.
And for any donations...
What does the money go to? That's a great question. The money goes to a little bit of everything. I mean, it's not cheap to, dang, the connection's going bad. It's not cheap to be able to get 6 crew members here. You think RSBN should just be there, but, sometimes the ad revenue from YouTube,
flights,
it just...
everything.
Yeah, the money goes to the basics. I mean, we are not... Having polos made was like, that's a big thing. Like, that's not free either. So stuff like that, it's we don't have a huge investor. We have donations from the viewers, and that means the world to us. We also have YouTube ads, and we're trying as hard as we can. If there's advice that you give us on what you want it to be used for, but we just bought a new computer. You can see Micah setting that up online. That was about $3,000, and that sounds absurd, especially to someone like me who uses like
$100.50.
I don't know what my laptop does, but we had to have that to run multiple live streams at one time. So
that's the kind of equipment that we need, especially for doing live event coverage. I mean, everyone loves the live event coverage. That's where we get most of our ad revenue in from. But to do that, planes, flights, food, also if we can make a little money to pay bills, that would be nice too sometime.
So we are going to go through some of the donations that I just see that are kind of new. So that might have happened during CPAC. So there's a $50 anonymous donation. That's huge. These are all huge no matter. Yeah, you can send us $1, and that's $1 that we didn't have before. So
yeah.
$25 by Lori Hud. I'm sorry if I pronounce any of these wrong, but there's... Do you want to read this one? That's
10 from Sigmund for my brother ED, who's a 20-year vet stricken with cancer. Oh goodness.
God bless you. Thank
wow.
you.
Thank you so much for sending that. We really appreciate. I can only imagine the financial difficulties that you guys are in, but that really goes to show that you believe in what we're doing here. So.
I mean that $10, it could go towards your brother's medical funds, but instead you chose to support RSBN and as well as your brother in that. We will absolutely pray.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
Norway
for Trump, my dude. Bringing it in. Were you in the chat? I think I saw you in the chat.
Norway, are you there? Because we are looking at your donation right now, and it's not a small one.
We appreciate that.
Norway's always there in the chat room. I'll give him about 5 seconds before we announce this one. Yes, the anonymous person, that blows my mind. All right, well, Norway, we'll get back to you. I don't see you here. But everyone who's friends with Norway from the chat room, that is a $100 donation. So
Norway could be napping, but Norway will come back.
Hi, Sparkles.
Hi, Patricia.
Mark333, thank you for your donation. Saying RSBN rocks. We love all the mods.
Love all the mods.
We love all the mods too. Y'all are wonderful.
And then Tam Osborne, $100 next as well.
$100. That's like Christmas.
Wow.
I mean, thank you, Tam Osborne.
That's fantastic.
That's huge. Another $10 anonymous donation. So these anonymous people. This is very recent too. Marcus Lane, thank you for your donation. And then right at 5 hours ago, we got a $100 anonymous donation. That's huge.
Wow.
Another $5 anonymous donation. You wanna?
Cameron Towner, $30, and Linda Sorensen, $50. Wow.
And then
Diane Wickham, $25.
This was yesterday.
Arrest George
do you remember
Soros.
this one?
Thank you, Diane. So
tell them, talk about that donation.
So for anyone who wants to do the hashtag dares for donations, or if you were planning on making a donation anyways, and you just want to see me do something ridiculous at CPAC, just throw in the comments.
It's the same as a donation, but will actually do something crazy. So I was shocked yesterday at seeing what he was willing to do.
Anything for CPAC, anything for America.
Obama sucks.
We had people chanting in the audience. I believe I did Obama is gay at one point. Just speaking the truth here, because honestly, there's been some interesting stuff that comes out, and this isn't an Alex Jones conspiracy. This is. Have you ever just seen the way he dresses? Anyway, so we're just going on to that. And if any of you want to send in any kind of donation, we'd be happy to do that. But yes, CNN does suck, and we're getting more information about that throughout the week. Thank you to James O'Keefe and Project Veritas.
Yes, he's wonderful. And we will be doing, Will and I, Maggie and I, whoever's here and whoever's available, we will be doing CPAC diaries each night. So tomorrow night will be another one. And if you donate between now and tomorrow, we'd love to give you a shout out. And if you're in the chat room at the time, we'd love to talk to you. These are huge. Donations are huge. You can make them by going to GoFundMe.com/NextGenRSBN. And this money, it's not just going to like a bank account that just sits there and is extra money. This is what funds RSBN. This is what keeps us going and keeps us alive. Every day is a new challenge, and we are fighting against mainstream media, and it's not easy, and it's not cheap.
Now, can you believe that CNN, after all this stuff is coming out about them, after literally Trump puts them on blast for writing these clickbait headlines that have absolutely nothing to do with the story, can you believe that they're still relevant and that people are still funding them?
Smooth sailing for them.
It doesn't even faze them. It's as if, no one's pulling out donations, and then here we are, new media that's actually out here on the scene where we're completely transparent, and we're out here every night trying to talk to you guys and give you full coverage, and it's just like, we're struggling, and we're trying to be, have integrity with using legal footage that we're shooting ourselves, and then CNN over here, with their crappy streams, they still have people watching their shows.
In defense of CNN, and I will not do this often, they had to have started small too.
Yeah.
So,
But, I mean, that's the difference between having a family-owned company and having, a big
that's exactly
conglomerate.
What this is.
Having Joe Seals, our boss, and his brother Jacob, and, and his wife, she even pitches in,
Bridget.
and his mom, and everyone. Everyone really just does their part to come together and really just create this for you guys, And then all the mods, all you guys, just... Everyone is here to create something that's going to last, and it's going to be fantastic for everyone.
Will's right. Maggie and I, before Will came over, we were downstairs, and we were trying to network and socialize a little bit. And a lot of the people that we were talking to, we were like, oh, we have to go. We promised a live stream. And they're like, what are you talking about, a live stream? Like, you don't have to do that. I'm like, no, yes, we do. Like, we work for our viewers, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Exactly.
Let's see. Let's read some of these comments.
Who orders $64,000 worth of hot dogs? I'm wondering about that as well.
I love hot dogs.
Hot dogs are pretty good.
Thank you, Thomas Schroeder. You're awesome. I love that you're always in the chat room. Sound and video is off now.
So, what do you think was probably your favorite thing throughout the day?
My favorite thing, and it's not huge, but it's like I said earlier, it's seeing the media, even mainstream media that I watch on like Fox News. It's just seeing them here, interacting like they are just anybody.
Just doing what they do.
I mean, Katie Pavlich, I watch her and her commentary when she's on Fox News, and I think she's one of the most brilliant people that's a millennial. I think she's beautiful, and I think she's brilliant. And just to see her, and I walked past her, I was like, you're awesome, I love watching you. And she was like, no, you're awesome. Like, she was awesome. Jesse Waters, I got a selfie with him, and he was like, your outfit's awesome. Like, love your outfit, love your polo, which is Right Side Broadcasting. And I was like, dude, you're awesome. You're great. You're hilarious.
You're Jesse Waters.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So it's just seeing the way that we treat each other, because it's easy to
Get into the competition and make it
exactly,
hostile.
and that's not what it is. And it's also, life is about kind of being, it's all about being nice to people. I believe in karma, and it's easy to think that people are mean and awful, but
Yeah, I definitely I met a lot of cool people today too, and we were going around. I was specifically trying to find some Christians too because I was complaining that there weren't enough Christian speakers
was
at
it
the events.
difficult for you?
No, it wasn't difficult at all. And in fact, like I was just walking around, and as soon as I started talking, like I just took out my Bible and I just started walking around because that's
It's
just
so adorable.
that's just, I was just feeling it today. I was feeling Jesus, and some guy came up to me and he was just like, "Hey, I'm part of the Iraqi Christian Association," and then we recently got the Obama administration to what was it to call the Christian persecution in the Middle East what it was, which is a genocide. So I mean, the Obama administration did that very hesitantly. He was just saying it was like pulling teeth to try to get the Obamas to do anything for Christians, and it was just hearing him say that. But also, he was relaying to me these stories of families in the Middle East, 250 Christians who were there that were captured by ISIS and put to death. And before they died, the ISIS told them that if they renounce Christ, then they would spare their lives. And they said, we won't do that. We won't deny or try to live by anything that's not by our actual faith. And they were all slaughtered.
I always wonder, and it's a weird thought that I have, but it's, what would I do if I was put in that position? And I tell myself, and I really do believe it, that if someone, held a gun to my head and they said, are you a Christian? I think I think I know I would say yes, whether that, it's a tough decision, but yeah.
I honestly
it's
pray
on
I
that
would just
topic.
have the strength to do that.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. For those people,
To see their kids die, to die themselves for their faith. I mean, to really believe in everlasting life. So that really struck me, seeing someone, especially someone who's a Middle Eastern Christian who faces that, who works with these people, go through that. That was a really crazy experience for me today.
And you are, correct me if I'm wrong, kind of new
Yeah.
to Christianity. You were not. It wasn't.
I mean,
you weren't born into it.
No, I was raised in a Catholic home, but I recently came into my faith a lot more within the past few months, especially being at Liberty and having the chance to take classes on Christianity and classes on the Protestant Reformation and all that kind of stuff. Really, just amazing information, fantastic world-renowned professors that I've been able to work with and learn from, and just to be around, especially if anyone has seen the Liberty Convocation live streams, they're insane. Just the most incredible and inspiring people from around the world just coming out to talk to students and just pour into them this message of Christ. So I've been on fire for Jesus for months now. So I just
love it.
I just want to go out there and just talk to people and then spread the gospel. So
It's just another blessing that I feel like I was born into it, so I've known the love of Christ since I was born, and I love to hear that. Will he talks about it all the time, and to me he's like, I can't do that. I'm a Christian, and I'm like,
I mean, and here's the
you
thing.
don't hear that, but it's true. He's so excited and it's so fresh, and it's such a relief to know that that's still happening. That people my age haven't just given up or settled.
We were doing a Bible study, waiting in the line for Mike Pence. I mean,
do you hear that?
But yeah, my friends from Liberty, we're just
I
crazy.
love
We
that.
just do that anyway.
I love it.
But I mean, we just have a good time, and like we just show people that the whole you don't have to be some crazy party drinker liberal to have fun and then you smoke a little bit of all that stuff. But fact of the matter is,
if you love Jesus, I mean, you don't have to be perfect. You
just
don't
be
have
high
to be
on Jesus.
awful. I don't care what you do. Just yeah. I don't want to make it too religious, but anyways, what did you think about Melania Trump starting Trump's rally in Melbourne, Florida, with the Lord's Prayer? I saw some negative feedback about that, and I thought it was ridiculous. She does have a strong accent, but who cares? She tried.
There's diversity in the Christian faith. You don't necessarily have to be a white person to be a Christian. You don't have to be an American to be a Christian. In fact, the entire world should be Christians, and that's what we've been working on for a long time now. But I mean, the fact that they're just willing to come at this poor woman for anything because she's a strong woman of God. She's beautiful. She's married to the president, and she takes crap all day. And to see somebody
So much crap.
so much crap, and just to see somebody.
First of all, they want to call her a hooker, and then they want to
Yup.
get mad at her for when she
Yup.
tries to be a strong Christian. Make up your mind. Do you want her to be good or bad? Or no matter what she does, or are you just going to ridicule her?
And I've actually, I had the pleasure of
She's
meeting.
beautiful.
Well, she is. She really is. For however old she is, she is beautiful.
That Calvin Klein dress on Inauguration Day, the baby blue one with the A cut. Moment of silence for that
Oh
outfit.
my goodness. Well, yeah, no, she's a fantastic first lady. A huge improvement over Michelle Obama. I was not a fan of what Michelle Obama did to school lunches. Huge
Improvement.
bigly.
Bigly improvement.
But yeah, no, this first family, they're just so much fun, and they're just so great. I will pray for you too. Thank you, Donna. I love you guys so much.
It's just not the best audience in the world.
I really do.
Hi from Turkey. That's
wow,
awesome.
you're a Christian. You're from Turkey. Dang, that's crazy, man.
James W. 9 out of 10. Jacqueline thinks I'm funny. She keeps laughing at what I have to say. God bless us all. Thank
Norway.
you. Norway is here. Norway, where you at? Hey,
Hey,
Sparkles. Norway, we gave you a shout out earlier and you missed it. It was a big one, a bigly shout out about your donation, your generous donation to RSBN. And
we appreciate
he
it.
gave us a little and a happy face.
The salute.
Hi, Liz Willis and William Nardi.
Wow.
Hi, Norway.
Hi. So I definitely want to say, probably my favorite thing was just being able to network with some other Christians, and I saw some other Christian networks who are out here, smaller, just doing their best to get out there. But it was cool, and especially I'm just trying to make sure that other millennials and other people who might just be conservative because they understand how crazy, like this whole transgender crap is and all that. I just want to make sure that people understand, where these values come from, why we don't murder people, why we don't steal, why we don't believe in lust. I want to make sure that they understand that this all came from the Bible, this all came from Christ. So, that's what I'm putting out there.
And I agree. And in many of your topics that you just mentioned, I'm curious about one of them. All the others, I've pretty much made up my mind on. But I'm still a little indifferent on transgender bathrooms.
Really?
And I know that's weird. I know that's not
well, we'll talk about that.
Far right. I've heard multiple people give different opinions, and I think at the end of the day, a lot of it to me does boil down to biology. If you have this, you go here. If you have this, you go here.
Well, I'll say my opinion on it, which is that you can make whatever argument you want about the transgender debate. You can say, oh, well, transgender people are good people. They're not going to attack somebody in a bathroom stall. You can say all that kind of crap, and whether or not it's logical in some circumstances or otherwise, the fact of the matter is that what liberals are doing is they live in a fantasy world to begin with. They're completely unhinged, and placating to them and trying to bend reality around what they believe is what is going to tear the mental psyches of this entire nation. Preserving the fact that gender identities align with your biological sex, and that is something that is made either by your humanity, by your Christianity from God, or just because that's just a fact. Even if you're secular, how can you even... Ben Shapiro goes off on this and he talks about it, but fact of the matter is that we should not be placating to these people because you're just warping the image of what a man and a woman is and aligning with their sex. And this is not helping anyone. These people have gender dysphoria, which is a known mental disorder. And I get a lot of crap for saying this, but this is true. This is just factual information. And these people, they need help.
So, cutting in, there's a video and it went viral, and there was a little boy. And he had to have been 9 years old, and he swears that he was a girl. From the day he could talk,
Ridiculous.
he wanted to wear a dress.
No. So let me cut into that for you, okay? There were studies that were done with Johns Hopkins University during the 1970s, and then we've been using them since 1970, and then they just revalidated them because people were saying, well, that was too old, which goes to show that during most people's childhood, you have the whole tomboy stage for girls, or you have for guys, you have some circumstances where maybe you're like me and you're a little bit more sensitive than most guys. You don't really watch sports too often, and you like to watch musicals. I mean, that's just what I like to do, but that doesn't mean that I don't love women, or that doesn't mean that, I'm different from being a male, or I'm different from the identity that I have in Christ. So, I mean, the fact of the matter is that what they're doing is they're trying to force this upon children, and they're trying to, because it's now become trendy to have a gay baby, or it's now
And
become trendy
I
to have a
agree with
transgender
that.
baby.
I asked the editor at Breitbart today, if it just seems like everyone nowadays wants to be a problem. They want to say, well, I identify as this, so where should I go? Like, it's the cool thing to
To
identify
be
as something other
persecuted, to
than
be
your biological
marginalized.
sex.
Exactly.
That's
People
That's
wear
an argument.
their gender orientation as their entire identity, because if a person is a homosexual, that's just not one aspect of their lifestyle. They introduce themselves, "Hi, I'm gay." That's their entire identity. That's who they are, and it's supposed to impact every aspect of their being. And because of this entire culture of worship for all of these different these subjective aspects for secular people, it's coming to the point where people are so obsessed with a marginalized culture and a persecuted culture that they're looking for anything to
I
stand
see
themselves
that.
out.
I see that.
And that's trickling down into children. And what's happening now is you have parents and you have social justice and leftist activists who are saying we need to have children take puberty blockers so that they don't go through puberty, and then when they're 17, 18, they can choose whether they want to be a male or a female so that it doesn't do damage to their mental psyche. Let me tell you something. If you're giving your children puberty blockers, not only does it make them sterile, but you're causing them to develop differently than how they would naturally. You're forcing transgenderism and mental disorders and gender dysphoria onto your children, and it's disgusting. I've been watching videos on YouTube of parents that tote their little designer babies and they say, "Oh, look how wonderful it is, and we're going to go to a tea party with all of our little leftist Bernie lovers, and oh my goodness, we're just so freaking great." Are you kidding me? You're destroying your child's mind for the rest of their lives. It's so. I'm sorry. This is just something
No,
I'm
I
very
love it.
passionate
You're
about.
passionate about, and that's what we want. That's what we want on air. Keep going.
It's just so disgusting.
Give it
Yeah,
to 'em.
puberty blockers, John. I'm not even kidding you. People at my
So
school
would that
were
be
trying
like
to do that.
estrogen for little girls, or the opposite? Would they
Well,
be giving little girls testosterone? Describe puberty blockers.
so the puberty blocker is just
It's not like a birth control for little girls.
basically what it is. They're just pills that are going to be or distributed to children, or injections. And I know even people who are saying my 11-year-old daughter should be getting testosterone injections because
Your
she's a
11-year-old
tomboy.
daughter should be taking Flintstones vitamins, and that's it.
Exactly, dude. Seriously. Well, I was taking little gummy ball vitamins when I was that
And
young.
they tasted
It's
great.
how I get the hair all fluffy. But the fact of the matter is that we shouldn't be giving these people out this stuff to just tear their biology apart. The whole thing with the liberals is that it is madness. They have become mentally unhinged, and they're trying to make other people mentally unhinged and drag them down. And even relate this back to Christianity with sin, is that people don't want to be sitting alone, and they're just trying to drag everyone else down with them. So this is the point where we're compassionate people, whether you're Christian or whether you're a secular American. We have a very refined sense of compassion for people, and we want to make everyone feel comfortable. We understand that we are a nation of immigrants. My family was immigrants. We have.
You're not just immigrants, but right now, tell us where you're from.
So I have on my mother's side there were Middle Eastern immigrants, and on my dad's side there were Italian immigrants. So just both from either side, we understand that this is a country of immigrants, but that doesn't mean that we're going to have people come in through no borders without vetting. That doesn't mean that we're going to have a marginalization culture coming around us. And I could be wearing this. I could be signing up for.
You could be so far left.
Exactly. I should be.
When I saw Judge Janine speaking today, she was talking about sanctuary cities and how those should not exist. Because when you're here, all these immigrants, illegal immigrants, have signs that say, "I'm not a criminal. Why would you deport me?" You are an illegal immigrant. That is illegal. You are a criminal.
And it's so funny. You watch all you want to know where all the protesters are coming from? They're all of the little cockroaches that came into the country that no one ever wants to know about, that are coming in, and then they're coming up to protest and say, "Oh, we should have voting rights and we should be in this country and we don't need to be vetted." You should leave. You should pay taxes is what you should do. I'm just saying, man.
You should pay taxes and then you should leave.
Yeah, you're going to pay your back taxes or we'll deport you. But
I want to know is how you became such a hard conservative when you are an immigrant. Do people ask you, does the left say, "Why are you doing this, dude? You're a disgrace to our cause"? Do you ever get backlash for being an immigrant that is
totally.
for President Trump?
Well, okay, so I mean, I don't really have like a prepared story about kind of like my testimony, but about how you have how I came to be conservative. But I was a conservative before I was a Christian. I'll say that, which is interesting because a lot of people they're their political positions come from their faith. But the way that it happened for me was, you can prove biblical truth and you can prove secular positions without God being in the picture. So, like for instance, you can prove that stealing is wrong because it's playing at lust, it's playing at greed, it's playing at envy, it's playing at all of these different horrible feelings that we have. No, I am not alt-right, thank you. I am a very strong conservative Christian. But as far as what it takes for me is that I eventually started seeing in those positions that socialism doesn't work. Basic economics will teach you that. I started seeing how social conservatism and how a man and a woman are supposed to have different roles, and how a man can't bear a child. I mean, what are you supposed to tell me to do? I mean, everyone has their role, everyone has something to do, and that's not to say that anyone is better or worse than another person, or a man or woman is unequal to each other. No, everyone's equal to each other. But eventually from that, I came to see and develop this ideology. And when I came to college and I started talking to people who were asking me, why do you have these policy positions? And I said, well, because I don't see color. I believe your worth should be defined by who you are as a person. They said, why don't you believe in affirmative action? I said, because I don't think that the color of your skin should matter. I think it's your merit that should matter when you're being hired. And you have all these scholarship applications. And look, I don't come from a rich family, so I apply for scholarships. I do all this kind of stuff. You have scholarship applications where if you're black, you automatically get 10 points higher on the list just to get a scholarship. And let me tell you, slavery ended about 150 years ago, and that's about 7 generations. If that hasn't happened and you haven't been able to change with a social mobility level of 30%, that means 1 in 3 people in this country can go from the poorest to the highest income bracket, then that means you're doing something wrong, and it's not my job to pay for you, and it's not your job to pay for me. I'm just saying, if you want to invest in me to do this and to do this merit in the show, that's just what you're choosing to do out of your charity. I'm not asking for socialism. I'm not asking for anything. We do need a wall, James. But the fact of the matter is, in terms of immigration, what people need to understand on the left is that we have people coming in, and that doesn't necessarily mean that we hate the immigrants. It means that we love our families. It means we love our friends. We love our country, and we want it to be safe. And I don't get why people have such a problem with that. We want to help refugees. We want to help all these people. I mean, I love everyone, but that doesn't mean we can just let people in with open borders.
No, absolutely not. One of the best analogies, and it's so simple, it's the Hollywood elite. They say, we shouldn't have this wall. That's barbaric. That's racist. What are you doing? Do you lock your doors at night? Do you live in a gated community? What are you doing? You are protecting your loved ones.
Exactly.
What are we doing when we're building a wall? We're not keeping good guys out. We are protecting our loved ones. That is what President Donald J. Trump is trying to do. That is what he will do. That is what Mexico will pay for. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to them seeing the drastic decrease in illegal immigrants and the crime that is created from them. And there's a lot of terrible stories. Judge Janine was speaking about it today. I would love for y'all to check that out. But it's just not fair. It's not fair that an illegal immigrant can come to this state, this country, and do whatever he wants. He can steal, he can rape, he can murder, and he can walk free if he's in a sanctuary city.
I just want to throw it. I'm sorry I'm smiling. I was just reading Donna's comments, and I love Donna.
I'm curious, if you are, this is so random, and I do not know, so this is going to be some dumb things, but say you're like a U.S. citizen. You're born here, you're raised here, you're in prison. Whatever.
You're born in prison.
No, you're not. But you end up in prison. Can you denounce your citizenship and
you go back to another country?
Or just stay in the United States in a sanctuary city? Can you just do that?
I don't believe it works like that.
I don't think it works like that, but
you need to go through a whole extradition process with the home country that you came from, supposedly.
Okay, well, I just don't think it's fair that illegal immigrants can just walk free.
You're right. It's not fair. It's not safe.
If anything, Americans should at least be able to walk free.
Yeah, I mean, but the fact of the matter is, just going back to the situation, is that especially coming from immigrant status. I mean, just having my parents in that position. Like, I have friends that are black, that are Trump supporters, that are called traitors, that are excommunicated from their families, from their schools.
I've seen a lot of that. Did you see the little boy? This video I'm cutting in. there's a 6-year-old boy went viral on Facebook, and he told his teacher at school or something that he was going to vote for President Trump and President-elect, and his mom kicked him out. She packed his suitcase and told him to get out, and he's sitting at the door screaming, crying, and she's Facebook living this, and she thinks it's hilarious, but it is one of the cruelest, the most inhumane videos I've seen of all times.
It's disgusting. Watching this. This is just a little kid, and he's got his head on straight. No thanks to his parents, obviously. And the poor people are just. You see the position that they're in, and it's just so sad. It's really. And I interviewed my friend Jimmy. He was actually the head of the college Democrats for the state of Louisiana, and he became a Republican. And when he told his family that he supported Trump, believe me, they were all over this poor kid, and it got to the point where he's just like, when you're completely isolated from your friends and your families, because of your skin color, he was going through depression, he was going through really hard times. And this guy, like, one, you're the left, supposedly you're supposed to be so open and so caring and concerning to everybody, but anyone that you only agree with, and that's it's just so sad, really, watching what's happening, watching, people be called traitors. And, by all means, growing up in blue state Massachusetts with a family that's mostly Democrats, I probably should have been a Democrat too. But, I mean, I just have common sense, and I do my best to help other people with that. But we need to work on that, people. We really do.
I completely agree. I got distracted. There was a lot of cop cars. We are facing the window of the Gaylord hotel room that we are in. And there's a couple of cop cars just kind of lining the intersection, and I thought something cool was happening, but
seriously, it is Massachusetts. Sorry, but no, there's a.
Y'all get taxed more? Is that what that's about?
You don't even know, fam. Seriously, dude. So Massachusetts, we're taxed on literally everything. We have some of the worst free speech laws. We have some of the worst gun rights laws in the entire country. It's one of the most totalitarian states. So am I just super
blessed to have lived in the southeast, then go to Auburn, and everything's hunky-dory?
Well, I'll tell you, that's why I came there.
You have all these stories. That's just extremely frightening. It's a whole world that I haven't seen, but
But no, it's cool. I mean, because here you have, a guy from the crap that it's not supposed to be, and then you have Liz from where it's supposed to be. And that's the thing. Like, when I have kids and when I'm married, I don't want my kids to grow up into a place where they think it's normal to have transgender people walking around. I don't want them to think it's normal for other people to
So what would you do if you have a little kid one day? Say it's biologically a boy when he's born, and he's 3 years old, and he's saying, maybe 5 years old, Daddy, I want to wear a dress and I want to wear heels. Do you think that's just experimentation, or what would you do? I'm curious.
I mean, let me think back.
I think I would let my kid do whatever they wanted.
Yeah, no, I would let my kid do whatever he wanted. I would say, that's weird, and I mean, I wouldn't let him. If he started to look like he was developing those kinds of tendencies and stuff, then we'd break out the Bible.
A little too strong.
Yeah, we'd break out the Bible. I mean, if it's just kids just screwing around, I mean, that's what kids do. I mean, I remember my sister would always dress me up in her clothes when she was younger.
So yeah, I mean, that's normal. But then, say they're 10 years old and they're Daddy, I want to go to the girls' bathroom. I'm a girr.
Yeah, that's a no. That's a no. Sorry, no. You're visiting the bastard. No more. That's over. That's done really quick. That's done. And then he'd be like, Daddy, nope.
Time to get
nope. Dad, prayer. We're praying for you right now. And if he has not accepted Christ yet, then we'll keep working on him. And that's what it's gonna come down to. Either that, or I'll just put on a whole bunch of Ben Shapiro videos, and we'll just let him sit there until he becomes sane again.
That's a good person to go to for that.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's see. Let's get some more comments going. But Will, LOL.
Hi, Joanne.
Yeah.
17 million. Oh, you know who we have coming to CPAC tomorrow with Donald Trump? The British Donald Trump, Nigel Farage, who is absolutely hilarious. I will try to have many kids if you find a woman for me. But Nigel Farage is absolutely hilarious, and I just love watching. He literally called out all of Parliament saying, "You guys are a bunch of snowflake crybabies." I was like, wow, I didn't even know that word was important in other countries besides America, but
We're
it's
doing
true.
Something right.
We really are. I mean, we're the trendsetters here in America.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
I think
right now.
Maddie May, something Maddie.
Camperage de Frage, yeah.
They emailed me earlier, direct messaged about Farage coming tomorrow. So thank you for always keeping me in the 411. The Loop. Sorry if I messed up your name.
I know. I'm just so excited about that. I've never seen him before, so I'm actually gonna do my
Joanne
best.
said, "Thank you, Liz, for asking Kellyanne about the press pass." That was not just Liz. That was Liz being distracted by someone else, and Will saying, "Liz, Kellyanne's here. Like, let's go. Like, should we go live?" And I'm like, "Nah, there's no way we can get anything from Kellyanne." And Will,
That was a
he
fun
didn't give
day.
up. It was fun. Yesterday was so much fun. So we ended up talking to Kellyanne. We saw Hannity going on. We got $50 donated.
And we're getting
Cheers for donations.
we're getting a couple questions about the alt right, so I'm just gonna throw out an opinion there. So if I just want to define the alt right really quick, just so we can, just for the point of discussion. The alt right used to be the people who were extremely conservative nationalists, and Donald Trump was originally considered to be alt right by that definition, just meaning you love your country. And then the term, once the liberal media got a hold of it, suddenly became used for people who were white nationalists and those kinds of people. And look, I do not side with the white nationalists whatsoever. I'm not a racist, and that has nothing to do with your conservative positions. That's a completely other form of beliefs that's called prejudice, and it has nothing to do with your politics. So to every person who tries to make alt-right become a political thing, and I'm talking about you, CNN, you're a freaking idiot, because you need to understand what politics is, and you need to look at the political spectrum and then change your definition based on that. But the fact is that that term has been misappropriated to mean something completely different. I will not call myself alt-right, because if I try to go into a liberal rally and say that I'm alt-right, then they will probably kill me even faster than they would already. But the fact of the matter is, I'm extremely nationalist. I'm a huge Trump supporter. I am a Christian. I believe in God. I am a free market conservative. I'm pro-life. I have all these ideas, and if you want to call me alt-right for that, then by all means. But don't you dare call me a white supremacist or a racist, because I mean, look, you're talking to one of the most diverse people in media right here. So I mean, at that point,
Amen.
if
Can we get an amen?
amen,
Type amen if you agree with what Will just said, because I sure as heck do.
I mean, so maybe y'all are crazy if you think that. And like, I had people like saying that to me all the time, like, "Hey, why are you so racist?" I'm just like, what do you mean? Because like I support free markets, like I have
You know
common
what
sense.
sucks is that they say that anyone who's voted for President Donald Trump is racist nowadays, and I don't get that. I do not get that. I did not vote
Nope.
for him based on
Nope.
any remarks or anything related to racism. I voted for him because I think that his policies are what's best for me, what's best for my family, and what's best for this country. So there's absolutely nothing. I do not think he's a racist man. I think he's one of the fairest men there are.
I refuse to even kind of like people say to me, how can you like somebody who's so racist? I'm like, well, how can you like Hillary Clinton, who's just
How can you
lying and
possibly
corrupt
support
and
that?
disgusting, and like you can't substantiate.
Since I was a little girl, I knew that she was wrong. I mean, before
Oh,
politics
oh,
was involved, I mean,
oh,
I
absolutely.
just remember there was never a day in my life where she was like an okay person.
I don't even understand why she stayed with Bill. Like, I mean, if you really want to stand that as a test of marriage, but let me tell you something.
She didn't just stay with him, but she
it was a
defended
political power
him
thing
against
all the
the
people
claim. Like
that he sexually assaulted.
you're gonna say
Bill
you're for
Clinton
women,
is a
but when
rapist,
he
and we said this
assaults
yesterday
women,
for money.
you stand up for him. My boyfriend, if my husband assaulted a girl, you better believe I will not be standing up for him.
Just. Man, I don't even know where the Democrats are these days. They're unhinged. They're crazy.
But she had such a following. I mean, that just goes to show that they're...
How many? But the last tweet that she put out after Election Day was this little sob story, 15-word thing that goes, I hope all the little girls and women know they are valuable. But look,
I knew I was valuable
as if
long
Trump,
before she ever had something to say to me.
as if Trump doesn't believe in women. As if Trump is anti-women. For what? For supporting life? For not being a murderer? I'm sorry, but this kind of rhetoric is disgusting. It's deplorable on her. Because she's misappropriating everything that is meant to be rational and sane and completely flipping it around for their political purposes. And if we're, like, I get some people genuinely have been manipulated, and some people genuinely believe that they're doing something great for the country, but I really pray for those people, because those are the people who are really getting
I just don't think they even know.
of it.
I don't think they know what they're
Some of them
standing
don't.
for. I think they've listened to the mainstream media too long. I think that, they read headlines, but they don't read articles. They don't check their facts. They don't know what's happening.
I'll tell you right now.
That's a huge deal. Clickbait. They see the title. They don't even click it. So that bait sucks.
Yeah.
But
And in any of the protests that I went to, it wasn't It was not policy analysts coming out here to say that they disagreed with something. It was gang members. It was thugs. It was people who, from a college campus, were egged on by their professor or whoever to come out and talk and say that they wanted to go and just protest everywhere.
There's a Democrat in here that wants to debate.
Really?
Why not? Why not? We're an open network.
We'll try to be respectful if you do too.
I mean.
How many Democrats does it take to screw my phone? We won't go there yet.
We're not gonna whimper out or delete your comment. You know, if you're Democrats, that's fine. We respect you as an American, and we respect your opinion. We differ from it, but let's hear what you have to say.
Oh, I think it might actually just be a troll.
Oh, it's a troll. All right. Well, you know what? We tried.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to come debate me, I'll debate you any day. I was the president of my debate team in high school, and I tried to start a debate team in college, and they were upset because I always used to talk about conservative positions. I just have a lot of fun.
I got hyped. I was ready for a debate.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's see. We've been on for about 50 minutes now. We should probably go to sleep. Will, I don't know if I've told you this, but we're going to try to be there at 7:45.
You're kidding. No, it's all right. We're doing this for you guys. I hope you're in the chat room tomorrow, seriously.
Y'all better be awake. Y'all better be... Yeah. Woke tomorrow for President of the United States of America,
Stay woke, fam.
Donald J. Trump. He will be speaking at 10.
He always shows up a little bit late, so
He'll be speaking roughly after 10.
Roughly
tomorrow.
after 10.
We are so excited to be there. I'm hyped. Not looking forward to waking up, but I'm looking forward to this happening. So, God bless me while I sleep. God bless me while I try and wake up for this. And God bless me while I try to look cute for this. We love you all. We are so excited for tomorrow.
I love you guys so much. This is just fun.
It's
just
just
to
not
come
the best
chill
audience.
I really do.
Every network.
Yeah, no, I seriously agree. Just having this nice little stream here.
Let's see what we have before we leave. William, where is Margaret? Maggie is not staying at this hotel, so she and completely understood. She leaves a little bit sooner than we go to bed because she has to drive 30 minutes home, and we have the luxury of just coming up to our room during the day and stuff like that. So she dipped out a little bit earlier tonight.
Yeah. Well, it was great seeing you guys, and thank you so much, Liz, for having me into the stream just so I could talk a little bit.
RSP loves you. Great. We are so happy to have you, Will. Every you're not in the office, but what we talk about is just every time you go on and we listen, we're just like, our jaws just drop. Like, he's a sophomore in college, and he is just brilliant. Like, this man is going to do big things. So we're so excited to see where you go and to see Christ working inside you.
Heck yeah,
I love it. I love it personally, and I love working with him. It's so nice. Between him and Maggie, I feel like the luckiest girl in the world that I get to do this for a living.
Get out of here. You're fantastic. I have such a good team over here. None of us hate each other, but you should go check out some other news companies that do not like each other. But we are a great news company, and... all right, cool. I think that'll pretty much do it for us.
We're going.
Bye, guys.
We're finishing. Thank you so much. Good night, y'all. See you in the morning. And they left.